Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Sports Pundit. I know it's been very long. I mean, it's almost 2 months since we've done something like this, but we're back, and hopefully, we're now regular as well because we had to be back. The whole T20 cricket summer is over, and finally, some Test cricket is back. Oh, I was waiting for this, man. Test cricket is back. We have a very important English summer. A new era is going to start playing for us. The GG era, the Shubman Gill era, the likes of Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli are not going to be a part of it. So it's going to be a very important series with that context. But before the English summer, we have something else lined up as well, the WTC final. And I'm trying to put a smile on my face because we're not in the finals. We're not playing it because we lost that three test matches against New Zealand at home. It was always going to be difficult to make it to the finals post that. We had to win the Border Gavaskar trophy. And, it's not very easy defeating Australia in Australia. But to talk about the WTC finals, I have someone joining me all the way from Melbourne, Australia. ICC Jimbo is here. Huge shout out to him. And also, thanks for joining, Jimbo. First things first, you're
No worries. Thanks for
defending the
having me.
W. Yeah, man. You guys are defending the title. I had to bring you here, man, because it's WTC time. Do you think Australia and Pat Cummins are they lifting the mace again?
Yeah, I do. Obviously, there's a bit of a bias as an Aussie myself, but
No
I,
doubt
I
about
do
that.
think that I do think that Australia will be winning the Mace. As you've seen, if you don't know, Hazelwood's undefeated in all finals in all formats of the game. He obviously, recently did that with my beloved
Well,
RCB.
well, just to cut you off, he's also a huge RCB fan. So I want to congratulate. I legit forgot about that. He's an RCB fan. So congratulations, man. You guys have lifted the trophy after 18 years. You guys deserve this. Congrats,
Thank
man.
you.
And yes, talking
I,
about
I,
Hazelwood, he just
I
lifted the
will
IPL
say I
trophy.
was watching RCB until 6 a.m. in the morning. That's how
Ah, crazy,
every
man.
time
That
I watched them all their games. I celebrated. It was a massive win, and yeah, I'm happy about that. So
That's
yeah,
that's that's a
happy that
crazy
Virat's
level of
happy.
dedication, man. I mean, for us, obviously, it goes till 11:30, 12 in the night. But for you to be awake till 6 a.m. watching the whole match, crazy, man. That's some crazy dedication. Yeah, and you're a part of us, man. You're a part of all the RCB fans here in India as well. So you're one of us, man. I'm not an
Yeah,
RCB fan. I'm a huge Mumbai Indians fan. But just happy for Virat Kohli, maybe that he's finally lifting a trophy. He deserves it, man. I mean, 18 years. He's been the GOAT of the IPL. So all those runs, finally getting a trophy to his name, absolutely deserving.
yeah, it was good. It's certainly. I don't know how I felt at the innings break. I was a little bit more. Oh no, this is going to be another Melbourne Stars situation as well. I'm a Melbourne Stars man. I thought it was going to be another choking, but hats off to the bowling, man. The bowling was elite, and yeah, it was just enough in the end. Conrad Pandya, Hazelwood, obviously he's such a big, and Phil Salt, the loyalty that Phil Salt did, having a child and then immediately flying back to India to play for RCB just shows how all the players wanted it, and it's good that we finally got it. So I'm really happy about it.
Yeah, man, RCB, the champions of the IPL. But from one champion team to the other champion team, the Australian team playing the WTC final against South Africa. And South Africa, I mean, getting into the final, it was always going to be Australia had one foot into the final. It was always the second team. What could be the second team? It was India, it was South Africa, even Sri Lanka was there in the contention. So it was a three-way battle. Finally, South Africa made it to the finals. As I said, we lost that home series. We were whitewashed by New Zealand. So coming back into the finals after that 3-0 defeat was always going to be very difficult. But kudos to South Africa, man. And if you actually see South Africa in the last few ICC tournaments has done a very good job. It started off with the 23 World Cup. They lost to the eventual champions again, courtesy a Pat Cummins masterclass in the semi-finals. The T20 World Cup they lost against us, courtesy a Surya
Same
Kumar blinder.
situation. The champions,
Exactly,
yeah,
man.
same situation.
Exactly.
So they've been
Again
unlucky.
losing to
They've
the.
been unlucky.
I think
Um,
it's just that it's a history of South Africa maybe, but this could be it. I mean, it's England. So as far as the conditions are concerned, I feel it's a very even battle because these are two teams who are heavily dependent on their fast bowling, and English conditions is going to suit both of them. So I think it's a very maybe not 50-50. I still feel that Australia have that edge considering. in the finals, Australia always somehow manages to step up, man. So I still feel that it's a 60-40 situation, but I'll give it, man. I think South Africa do have a very good chance. It's a very inexperienced lineup compared to the whole Aussie situation, Aussie team, but it's gonna be very interesting. I think we're in for a cracker. Hopefully, the rain is not playing a spoil sport because I remember the finals against New Zealand. It had to like be extended to a sixth day because
Yeah,
rain played a spoil sport. So I just hope that it's something like that doesn't happen. We get a good
yeah. We
five
don't want to share
proper
the.
5 days.
We
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
want to
No,
share it.
no. I want to see a shared trophy, a shared mace, man. I want a winner from this. So hopefully 5 days of good Test match cricketing action. I'm done with T20 cricket, man. I want to see some good red ball action, man. I mean, I was so bored. I was actually watching the India A versus England A practice game because I was like, it's okay. I just want some red ball cricketing
Red.
action because I'm done
Yep.
with T20.
Yep.
But let's just have a discussion about both the squads. I'll start with the Australian squad, and I mean, it's a dilemma because you guys have Sam Constas, you guys have Travis Head, and you guys have Usman Khwaja. So, who, according to you, will start as the opening pair for Australia?
So I do think Head won't open. He only opens in the subcontinent, so that's hence why he was at 2 in Sri Lanka. I think he'll go back to his usual spot in 5. I think Usman Khawaja, Uzi, will open, and I think he'll be with Sam Constas. And that means, unfortunately, the reports hopefully aren't true. And I think Cameron Green comes in for Marnus Labuschagne. It would be a massive, massive thing to happen. But Marnus is out of form. He hasn't played well in county cricket. And if you've seen Cameron Green in the preparation up to this World Test Championship final,
I mean, he
he's
was
in
doing a
a
great job in the counties as well.
yeah, absolutely. He won't be bowling though, hence why I think Webster keeps this spot. But yeah, I think Green will come in at 3. Smith is already confirmed at 4, and from there it's the usuals. Unlucky for Scott Boland, as Hazelwood will come in, I assume. But Boland played. It's such a difficult decision to make because Boland is such an unreal talent. Although he hasn't done as well in England, and hence why that's probably why Hazelwood would get the nudge there in front of him, as well as his consistency going into this tournament, not tournament, this final, with his dominance in the IPL for RCB. I know it's a different format, but always having that form going in is a massive plus. So yeah, I think it will be pretty much the usuals except no Marnus, and that's something I never wanted to say, but unfortunately for him, he's got to go back and play some more county or Sheffield Shield for Queensland because unfortunately for him, besides maybe that Adelaide test in that first innings under lights against Boomerang and Boxing Day, he hasn't really been around. So it's disappointing, but best team. We've got to go in with the best team to win this game, and I think that Constas, although he's inexperienced, his experience will his confidence will go up in a major way if he plays in this World Test Championship final because that's the only way you're going to get experience in these situations, in high pressure
Man,
situations
uh,
where the stakes are
talking
up.
about Constas, man. I mean, talking about Constas, we saw him in that Australian summer, and I don't think he feels any pressure because when you're facing Jasprit Bumrah in a Boxing Day Test match in front of 90,000 people,
I was there,
and
by the
and
way.
yo, you were there, yeah.
Of
So
course, of
the
course. I
shots,
went to all the days. I went to all the days. Yeah.
crazy, man, crazy. So the shots he was playing, I don't feel that guy feels any pressure. He was literally ramping Jasprit Bumrah, the goat. So he doesn't feel any pressure. So that you need a player like that in especially in matches like final who doesn't feel the pressure of the final. So Sam Constas has to start, no doubt about that. But a very big exclusion by you of not picking up Marnus Labuschagne, and also I feel Scott Boland was the pick of the bowlers the last time you won the mace against us. I think he picked Virat Kohli in both of the innings, and that was the turning point for that final. So if because already Cameron Green is not going to bowl. So your three fast bowling options are obviously going to be Hazelwood, Mitchell Stark, and Pat Cummins, and you obviously have Nathan Lyon as well. So are you saying that you just go in with four bowling options in the final?
Oh no, Webster will play because Green can't bowl. Green can't bowl.
Exactly. So you
So
definitely need a
that's
fifth
that's the
bowling
problem.
option.
Yep. And he can play both spin and pace. If you aren't aware of that, he can
Yeah,
bowl both.
yeah, I know. I've
So
seen I've seen clips of him.
yeah, so I definitely think that Webster will will be playing. If Green could bowl, I think it would have been a different situation. But because of the circumstances and Green's form, Green will have to come in and at the expense of an out of form minus Labuschagne.
Manas Labuschagne, I got a feel for him, but I think you do have a point of him not being in the best of forms going into the final. He did not have a very good Aussie Test summer, then the county season as well. And meanwhile, Green coming back from an injury, he's done a very good job in the county. So he definitely deserves to get a start into the 11. But it's going to be a very tough choice for Pat Cummins as well as to what makes the best 11. Because the kind of options you guys have, it's like it's a very good, uh, proper, very good squad which you guys have. So
It's
to
a good
pick the
issue to
best,
have. It's a good issue to have.
it's a good issue to
That's
have. I
what
mean,
I'm gonna say.
yeah, we face a similar kind of issues. Like whatever 15 people you pick for the squad, there are always going to be 5 to 6 very good players who miss out on not being picked in the squad. Like for example, the English squad, when it was announced, there was a lot of debate around why Shreyas Iyer was not a part of that squad. But that's always going to be a thing. There are players that will miss out on selections, and it's a similar situation for Australia as well. But the pace trio, Hazelwood, Pat Cummins, and Mitchell Stark. I just want your views on them and how I think as has the world of cricket seen a better pace trio than these three.
It's tough to say. We'll have to wait until the retirement of all three, I reckon, because there's still plenty of cricket to go for players like Pat Cummins. But I also want to say I've heard reports that Marnus will open, so I really don't know.
Damn.
Personally, I really hope that doesn't happen, but it is an option that I've heard around in the media. So, yeah, that's something I don't want to happen. But anyway, going back to your question, I do think that well, as I said, we'll have to wait and see until retirement. It's a really tough thing to talk about while they're still playing. They could play even better, which that would be insane, or they could slowly go down, down, down. So we don't know. We'll have to wait a couple of years, and that question will be, I guess, used in a couple of years. But yeah, they're certainly the best trio in the world at the moment for Test cricket.
But do you see, okay, for Test cricket definitely yes, but do you see these three being a part of the 2027 World Cup as well down there in South Africa?
Yeah, I definitely do. I think all three. If anyone's going to not be there, it will probably be Hazelwood because of his injuries, as you've seen in the Border Gavskar Trophy, his injury at the Gabba, and he tends to break down a lot easier. But I do see Stark, and I do see obviously I think Cummins will play, and he'll probably captain. And yeah, Cummins has plenty of good cricket left. I think that will probably be the end of Stark, I reckon. But I reckon they'll do anything they can to go through and play in that World Cup in 2027 and hopefully lift it again.
Man, please don't remind me of that 19th November debacle, man. It was a heartbreak for us. I just don't want to go there, but yeah, still a long way to go. 2 years for the World Cup. We have a T20 World Cup as well next year. So I heard about Maxi's retirement as well very recently. So
Yep.
what are your
Yep.
thoughts on that? Maxi not being retiring from ODI cricket, wants to focus on T20 World Cup next year in India and Sri Lanka. What are your thoughts on that, man?
Well, Maxi is my favourite cricketer. I grew up watching him in the Big Bash in particular because that was where I started watching cricket. So it was a shame, obviously, that 201 not out against Afghanistan was one of the, if not the greatest ODI innings that
And that
personally I've
I
ever
think
seen.
that is the greatest ODI innings to do something like this in a chase. I don't think there's any player that has hit a double century while in a chase. So that's the only case. And to do it in a World Cup when your team is 7 down,
And
crazy man. That has to.
severe cramp as well.
Oh,
He
with
couldn't even
severe
run.
cramps as well.
Yeah,
I
it
mean, he
was
was
just
literally playing with a straight bat. There was literally no footwork.
no. Yeah, it's freak stuff. Honestly, it's freak stuff from Maxi. But yeah, it is
That's
sad that
once in a
he's
lifetime situation, man. Yeah. Go on, go on.
that it is sad that he is retiring from ODI. But I completely understand why he'd continue with T20s. There's obviously a lot of franchise leagues around the world. I don't see him ever playing Red Bull again. So yeah, it's he said he talked to George Bailey at the Champions Trophy and said, "Hey, look, I'm struggling to get through these 50 over games," and yeah, that's what came with the decision for his retirement. That was more expected than Steve Smith, though, in my opinion. Steve Smith was that retirement for ODI shocked me a little bit, but I see why he's going to continue playing Test cricket, and good on him for that. Similar to Ben Stokes. Similar to Ben Stokes.
Man, you spoke about Steve Smith retiring from ODI cricket. It was a surprise for you. It's the same for us as well. Virat Kohli retiring from Test cricket. I obviously felt
That
that
was a
he
shock
had.
for me personally.
I
That was a shock.
I felt he had one more cycle to contribute, because considering the fitness levels of Virat Kohli, I know the form hasn't been on his side when you see Test cricket. In white ball cricket, he's obviously performed like a freak. So when it comes to Test cricket post 2020, his numbers might not be the best, but he is Virat Kohli, and I feel he definitely had 2 more years to contribute for the Test team, because that could have been a very good transition phase as well with Gill as the I completely understand Rohit Sharma retiring from Test cricket, because
Yeah.
he wants to focus on ODIs. Maybe he has his eye on the ODI World Cup in 2027. But with Virat Kohli, I mean, he's just 36, and it's 36 is not an age where generally Indian cricketers retire. So that's pretty early from an Indian perspective for a player like Virat Kohli to retire. So a pretty shocker for us as well. But yeah, I mean, I know it's a very early because we have the WTC finals, but I want your thoughts on the England series as well, India series against England. It's a very, you might have seen, it's a very new look Indian team. Shubman Gill, the captain, vice captain, Rishabh Pant. The two senior most players are Jasprit Bumrah, and obviously we have Sir Ravindra Jadeja as well. But apart from that, the middle order looks very new. You have the likes of Sai Sudarshan, who did very well in the recently concluded IPL. We have Karun Nair making a comeback. I don't know if you remember, but 9 years back, he scored a triple century against England. And he played 2 or 3 test matches after that,
Did
but he
he
was
do
never
that in
seen.
India or did he do that in England?
No, it was in India. It was at
Yep.
Chennai. So it was a test match against England. I think it was 2016. He scored a triple century. So he's only the second Indian to score a triple century after Virendra Sehwag. We've not had, and post Karun Nair, we've not had anyone else. So he scored a triple century. He played 3 or 4 test matches. There was a Border Gavaskar Trophy after that. He was part of the first 2 test matches and was dropped. And we never saw him again. He has been scoring piles of runs in the domestic circuit, and finally, after 9 years, he gets his call up back into the Indian team. So hopefully, we get to see him in the 11 as well. But I need your thoughts on the India England series as well, man. Because what do you think? Because Basball, you played against that Basball in the recently concluded Ashes. I know you have a special hate for the English team. But honest opinions, what do you think? Does India really have a chance against this England side in England?
I do think they do because if you've seen England's squad for that first game, it's not actually that strong. If everyone viewing, if you've seen that squad, I think India can certainly knock them off in that first test. Now, I guess it's the duration of the series. It's a big 5 test match series once again for India. They're on the road again. But yeah, beating England in England is always difficult. We haven't beaten them in England in a very long time. So we've been able to draw with them, but we haven't been able to beat them. So I guess yeah, I think it will be a close game. There'll be a washout somewhere because that's England, as you know. So yeah, I think it will be a close series. I do think England probably do win. Unfortunately for you, I do think England will probably win due to their
Man,
experience and more
man,
senior
though,
players.
if I had to be honest, even I would predict at this moment a 3-1 English win, because I feel we'll somewhere win one test match, maybe a test match at Lords. Maybe we might win that. Courtesy a Jasprit Bumrah masterclass. He pulls off something miraculous stuff because he has been always doing that. But maybe, as you said, one washout. But apart from that, I do feel like England are going to win the series 3-1. Yeah, but continue.
And Bora won't play those 5 tests. It's been confirmed.
Exactly,
Uh,
exactly.
so that is a
The selector has already said that he's not going to play all the 5 test matches. We need to maintain his workload as well.
yeah.
So I don't know. Even if he plays 3 test matches, the rest 2 test matches are going to be a very big task. I have no clue how we're going to survive without Bumrah.
Yeah. You saw that Siraj did his job in Australia as well. That's another player to keep an eye out. But baseball in England is always difficult to overcome. They're very aggressive. The pitches are usually flat and supporting the baseball. It's more for England to be a good test team. It's more about how they can go in Australia, how they can go in India. And what we saw their best ball attempt in India and it failed completely. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It should be a good test series, but I do see England winning because of the fact as well as Bumrah not playing is obviously massive. And I do think that Virat could have played for this series, but yeah, who knows? Who knows? It's really a mystery. I think England had good preparations with Zimbabwe as well. If you saw that, and for India, their preparation was IPL. So two different forms again. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It should be an exciting series though, and yeah, hopefully feels like India win. And since I hate England, please India, please.
I hope, man. I hope your wishes come true and India somehow beats England in the series. We have the South African team as well. We mentioned earlier how they've been coming very close to that semi-finals, to that finals. It's been what the last trophy, the last ICC trophy they won was the Champions Trophy back in 2000. So it's been a long wait for them, 25 years without any major trophy. Again in a final, but again they're playing Australia, who never lose a final. So no, man, if you look at that Australian team, for South Africa to beat Australia, it's going to be a very tough task. Look at the experience which Australia has. And it's not just cricketing experience, it's the experience of playing in big matches, in semi-finals, in
Yep.
finals, and
Yep.
stepping up in big matches. Australia has been doing it since long years. So they know what it takes to play in finals. So I'm just very worried about South Africa because I obviously want no hate to Australia, but I want a new winner because of how the Test cricket is going, and I want that South Africa steps up in the final and somehow we get a new winner because that would be good for Test cricket as a whole, having a new winner. But when I look at that Australian team, I just have a fear that this might be a very one-sided contest. With Australia somehow batting first, scoring 450, 500, and South Africa might never be in the game after that. We saw it again, happening against us as well. Australia were batting first. We got a century from Steve Smith. You got a century from Travis Head, and after that, we were never in the game. Uh, we had to chase that
Rain saved you
450.
in that one, right? Rain saved you.
No, no, I'm talking about the WTC final, the one we lost
Oh
against
yeah, yeah.
England.
I was thinking about the Gabba.
No, the
Same
Gabba
type,
was
same
the Gabba was.
same type of stuff. Same two players. But yeah, yeah. In that, yeah.
I
What
mean,
you're
the
saying,
Gabba one
correct,
was,
correct.
bro. You won't believe me. I was watching that Akashdeep and Bumrah partnership, if you remember, and I
Yep,
was
you
jumping
avoided the follow
when
on.
we fought. Yeah, when we somehow avoided the fall, and I was jumping because we knew that it's gonna be a rain affected game, and we might have
Yep,
somehow
yep.
drawn this game, and we go into Sydney with a chance to equalize, but we lost the
Melbourne,
Sydney
Melbourne.
Test.
You mean Melbourne?
Oh yeah, Melbourne, and
Yep.
then there was Sydney. Yeah, right.
So yeah, yeah. Same type of situation though. In that World Test Championship, yeah, pretty much the second that those two played the tremendous innings that they did play. It was always going to be difficult, but I do remember Virat was playing some good cricket at that stage. So the second his wicket went, I remember I streamed it. The second his wicket went, I was celebrating because I knew what was going to probably happen. But yeah, it was always going to be difficult for India, despite that awesome start in that final. So yeah, if Head and Smith can do something similar, and Smith's in some really good red ball form, as well as that Sri Lanka series that he dominated in. So yeah, I think if we bat first, we got to put up a big score, put some pressure on South Africa, and bully them with the ball. Pretty much, that's what we've got to do. And let's look about how the teams that South Africa played to get into the World Test Championship final. If we have a look at that, you've got your Pakistans. I believe they played the West Indies as well at some stage. A couple of India came to them. They didn't go to India. They didn't play us. They didn't play England. So they haven't played those big three teams, like especially India, and India is just, I can't believe New Zealand won that. So stuff
And
like,
I am not able to believe it, man. Like, not just one, they whitewashed us.
yeah, three. That was ridiculous. So yeah, I think I think it will be difficult for South Africa to win. Hopefully in their next cycle they can play some, which I believe they will. We're going to them, so there's that. They'll be playing some more difficult opponents, and if they somehow win, That would be good for Test cricket, but bad for Aussies like myself. But we'll have to wait and see. To be honest, I think they have the capability to win. They're there for a reason, even though
And
it may have
there's
been
one
against
thing.
easier
There's
teams.
one thing is that South Africa historically has done always good in English conditions. I know the opposition is different. It's not the English team they are facing. It's an Australian team, so it's neutral for both the teams. But South Africa has done decently enough when they go to England. They somehow manage to win a game here and there, and they always pull up a very good fight. So maybe it's the conditions which suit them. But I mean, Australia, man, that pace attack. Whenever I think about maybe somehow South Africa wins it, the first thing that comes to my mind is the Australian pace attack. How are the South African batters going to survive that? Because you see, there is lack of experience in that South African batting lineup. Somehow, even if they do something with the ball, if Kagiso Rabada pulls off a miracle or something, there's always going to be a huge inexperience in that batting lineup. And I just feel my heart wants South Africa to win, but my brain says that it's going to be Australia that's going to lift the Test mace and they're going to defend their title.
Also, look at Australia's record at Lords. That's another thing you should be aware of as well. It's such a dominant record in the past that the Aussies have been able to do. And yeah, at the home of cricket, it's going to be an exciting couple of days. And yeah, I think that. Also, hang on before I say I obviously think Australia win, and I think me being biased, I think it will be done by day 4 with our bowling and our batting capabilities. But I've got a question for you. If England ever make the World Test Championship final, do you think it should be moved to another location that's not in England?
See, I obviously want the WTC final to be played in some other location, but if you see the way the whole test cycle works is that it starts with the English summer in June. So the problem is if you have to play a final and if it has to be played in June, the only place to play is England. You don't because you can't play it in India because it's the monsoon season here in June, July, and August. So you
Winter
definitely
here,
can't play.
winter here.
Exactly. So the only place to play the WTC final in the month of June is going to be England. So the only thing they could do is maybe prepone it to March, because if it's in March, you can play it in India before the IPL. And so that's one possible situation. And I'm also hearing rumors that the next WTC final with ICC main guy being Jay Shah, he wants to bring the final
Of course he
to
does.
India. Yeah, so he wants to bring the final to India. But the question is, how will you fit the whole situation? Because if the cycle has to end in June, you cannot play in the month of June in India. There would be 5 days of only rain in that test match. So you'll have to
Yep.
fix that first. You maybe as I said, play it before the IPL starts in the month of March, early weeks of March,
You could
and
play it
try
in
to finish.
October here as well. That's a capability. You can definitely
I
play in
would
October
love
in Australia.
I would love to see a WTC final being played at Melbourne or Sydney. It's going to be a cracker of a contest. And but it's I kind of I'm like it's okay. Like, okay, now we've been getting teams that England has not been the part of finals in. They've not even been close for a qualification into the WTC finals. So it's okay.
Yep.
But if England are in the final, then it's going to be a very big bias that they get to play it at their home ground. So I would
Yeah,
not want
exactly
that
right.
to happen.
That,
I would not,
no,
not want
no.
that to happen.
And
So
if,
try
if
to
there
figure
was a
out
World Test
something.
champion, if there was a World Test Championship final in Australia, I would personally like it to not have Australia involved. If there was a World Test Championship final in India, same situation. It's got to be at
Exactly.
a neutral venue and it's got to be fair.
You don't want. I mean, I know for a matter that if they played here in India and if India are a part of it, I can bet on this that they're going to finish the game in 3 days. I mean, Ravi
Yep.
Jadeja will pick a 10 for. You have Akshar Patel picking up 7, 8 wickets in the Test match, and you'll have Kuldeep Yadav picking up 6, 7. That doesn't add to the excitement of watching Test cricket. Okay, it's a home series. I get, okay, you have to get some home advantage for playing a series at home, but this being an ICC event, an ICC final, I want it to be played at a neutral venue. So maybe try to fix something for the next cycle. As I said, maybe play it in the month of October, November in Australia, or in the month of March in India. I think February, March is a good time to play in South Africa as well. And
Yep.
if South Africa wins it, we might see South Africa maybe in contention to host the next WTC final. I mean, it's a long distant dream because before South Africa, you'll obviously have Australia and India hosting it. That's how it goes. I mean, the powerhouses will obviously host it first before South Africa.
I think it will
But
only happen though if England make it, because I personally think it should stay in England, unless England is the ones who are playing.
I think it's a good place to play Test cricket, no doubt about that. But being every final being played in England, it gets a bit boring for me. But that's okay, man. I mean, this one at Lords, I'm very surprised that the first two finals didn't happen at Lords. So finally, there's a final happening at Lords.
Yep.
Those celebrations at Lords balcony, it's going to be very interesting. I'd love to see that. Whoever wins, it's going to be a very iconic moment for Test cricket as a whole. But
Yep.
final thoughts, Jimbo. I'm looking to wrap this up. Final thoughts. I know you're biased towards Australia, but if you had to give an unpopular opinion for this WTC final, what would it be?
An unpopular opinion. Good question. I think the unpopular opinion could be Cameron Green struggling in a return. I think. Look, I haven't thought of him very highly anyway. So it'll be interesting to see the way that he plays in such a major event, and he's coming back and all that. And if he doesn't play well, then questions are raised as to why he was shoehorned back into the team. Questions like that. So, yeah. Also, I guess a big call is Marnus not playing. I don't know if that's an unpopular opinion, but it is a big call.
It's definitely
Genuinely,
a
I
big
think
call
it is.
because
Yeah.
he's been your main guy in Test matches for a long period now.
Yeah, and yeah, I don't know if Sam Constas is playing. I'm not obviously a selector, unfortunately, but I think, yeah, I think it's going to be in a very exciting couple of days. A couple of all-nighters are going to have to be pulled from me, but it's going to be very
I actually
exciting.
wanted to ask you. So what's the timing for this final? When does it start? What time till it goes to?
So, unlike the IPL, which starts, so the IPL, the twilight game was at 8 o'clock, which was great, and the night game was at 12 a.m. And that would finish at about 4. I stayed up until 6 for that RCB because I was celebrating and all that. I didn't want to go to sleep. But yeah, the World Test Championship final is similar to the Ashes here in Australia when it's in England. It starts at about 7:30. In this case, it's 7:30, and it should end by about 3 a.m. That's how it usually goes. So people usually watch the first one or two sessions and then go to bed. But fanatics like me, sleep's not on the table. So yeah, I'll be watching all those days. Although sadly it's not on free to air this time. The last one was on free to air, and this time it's on a paywall, which is another topic for another day. But it's sad to see all of that. And yeah, also before that, there is Major League Cricket in America, correct?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
I've
yes.
heard that in Australia, one of the free to air broadcasters have purchased the
Yeah,
rights, which is pretty cool.
I
It's
just
pretty
heard
cool.
that Channel 7 bought rights for it.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Which
how does it
they
work? So Channel 7 actually free airs it for free. Is it like that?
yep. It will be on their streaming service, which is free. So all you have to do is make an account, and you could probably VPN as well and just make an account. There's no phone number restriction, so if people want to watch the MLC, but it is at a bad time for you guys. I've heard, right? It's not at the greatest.
Yeah. So what
Yeah.
happens is that the evening games it's at 2 a.m. 3 a.m. and
Uh,
the night games it starts at 6 a.m. 7 a.m. So it's okay for me. I am ready to wake up early in the morning and I'm ready to watch because even for that matter the T20 World Cup last year there were a lot of games that started like 6 a.m. 7 a.m. here in India.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's okay. I don't mind waking up early for cricket because even if for some football games we have to like wake up early,
Same
so that's
situation.
okay.
Yeah.
So that's okay.
Yes.
But the 2 a.m. 3 a.m. games, that's a real difficult one to actually catch up with.
For me, actually, it's easier. I'd rather stay awake than have to wake up, if you know what I mean. I find it a lot. So yeah, for IPO, I didn't bother going to sleep, and then I just go to sleep after the game. But yeah, most of the cricket is at a reasonable time. So when we tour India, those games are like a day night here. So it's about a 3 o'clock start, and it will be done by about 11. So for test matches, it's not bad. It's those white ball T20s that kill you. So yeah,
I
7:30
think it
start.
would
It
have
will
been
finish
difficult.
about 3.
It would have been difficult for you to like follow the World Cup as well, the ODI World Cup here in India because that goes on till night as well.
Yeah, though it's similar, but although it was similar to the situation with the World Test Championship, it started at about 8-ish, and it would finish at about 4. So it's not too different in the time. The T20 World Cup last year was actually pretty good for me because those games were at like 10 a.m. because of America. It's actually friendly for in America. The time zone it's a lot nicer to us than other locations. So yeah, I don't mind the 7:30. It will be yeah it will be a good couple of sessions and then people go to bed and then I'll stay up and watch the remainder. But hopefully there won't be many of them when we destroy them. And I'm going to chuck the sunnies on because I am confident, full of
Let's
confidence
go.
going to this game. Full of confidence. I'm actually confident that we'll get the job done. It will be disappointing if Australia don't win. So yeah,
Man,
I'm really
I think
excited.
I
It
think
should be good.
see, Australia has to wrap this. With the team which Australia has, as you mentioned it just now as well. I think they have to wrap it under 4 days. But that's a very hot take. But yeah, as I said before as well, my heart wants South Africa to win. I want a new champion. But uh, but but looking at these both 11s and with the way Australia plays in finals, it's very difficult to write them off. But well, I just want to wrap this with my unpopular opinion for this final. And I don't know, but I feel that Temba Bavuma is going to step up as the captain for South Africa, and we might see a century from him. I know Jimbo is not liking this. Jimbo is about to leave the stream now. Jimbo is not liking this at all. But I just feel like Temba Bavuma is going to step up in the finals. And there's a lot of discussions around where, I mean, it's always been him facing a lot of allegations, whether he's rightful enough to be the captain of the South African team. There's always been around that. So he has a very good chance. I mean, if he wins South Africa, an ICC trophy after 25 years, he's going to be in a Hall of Fame for South African cricket. So it's
Yeah.
his opportunity now. And if he pulls off something crazy, that's going to be very interesting to see. But that's it, man. And again, huge thanks for Jimbo to join this stream. And it's
No
been a very
worries. I
short.
had a good time. Yeah, good. We should do another one of these. Good, good,
Definitely,
good.
man. We'll be doing this more often and we're catching up with cricket because cricket goes on for 365 days. There's no stop to cricket. So we'll definitely come again. And a huge shout out to Jimbo, man. I'll be mentioning his YouTube link, his Instagram ID in the description. You guys have to follow him. You guys have to subscribe to his channel. You have to see what content he makes. He's a die-hard Australian cricket fan, man. And if you are someone who likes to follow Australian cricket, because even though I'm an Indian cricket fan, I want to see a lot of Australian cricket, English cricket, and Jimbo is the guy, man. He covers every Australian cricket aspect, and he's a huge Australian cricket fan. So definitely check his channel out. And that's it for today, man. So WTC final, drop in your predictions in the comment section, and that's for it. Thank you, Jimbo, for joining. Let's go. Peace out.
Let's go, Aussies.